Hi everyone, time for another Tiny Seeds, and this time we are going to talk about growing up way too young. And even if you've never really thought about the concept before, even if nobody's asked you about growing up way too young, we all instantly recognize it when we've grown up too young. So, um, why are we talking about that? Because so many of us don't want to talk about it. So many of us just look okay and we just go through our lives and we're just trying to do the best we can. But it has so many fallouts in our life. Because this happened to us young, growing up way too young, and we started behaving like little adults. We think as an adult, that those behaviors that we are displaying as an adult are noteworthy, praiseworthy, like you're a child, you're supposed to be a child, you're supposed to be responsible, you're supposed to let your parents help you, you're supposed to, yes, you are supposed to grow into responsibility, but not as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. You're not supposed to be mommy's responsible little helper. You are supposed to be still a child and still know that somebody's taking care of you and somebody's there to catch you and somebody's supporting you and somebody loves you no matter what you do. And you don't have to be a particular version of yourself in order to be loved and accepted. And that just doesn't happen for a lot of us. And then we have added problems like addiction or a parent who's not there, emotionally absent or actually physically not there. And there are other really big disappointments and hurts that happens to us in childhood. We can be sexually abused, we can be physically abused, we can be emotionally abused. We can only be recognized when we behave in a very responsible manner and in where we actually do things according to what our parents believe things should be done. And there's a point where, of course, you have to behave like that. But then you get to a new place where you are, you don't like pink, but you are expected to behave like a girl. But you are a tomboy and you don't want to behave like a girl. You want to be a tomboy and you want to go play cricket. So things like that happens to us, that we get put into the boxes our parents expect of us. And there's not a place for individuality or for a parent who says to us, I still love you unconditionally, even although I don't like what you've just done. There's more of a guilting, blaming, shaming going on, and then there are much harsher repercussions. So we get trained very young for us not to behave outside of the norms of how we can survive. It's all about survival in the end. You are either a child who grew up very safe, you're sure of yourself, you are easy in social situations, you like yourself, you know that your parents like you and love you, you feel safe and you think that the world is a safe place. There are very few people like that. A lot of people acting as if it is so. But in actual reality, which is, hello, nobody talks like that, but in reality, we are not the minority, we are the majority. So up to 80% of the world are just looking okay, fitting in, just don't want to be rejected, judged, shamed, and not liked. So there's a clear difference, and you will know when I'm talking to you. You will know when you've been looking okay for a long time. You will know when you don't feel like you fit in just like 100%. You will know when you secretly don't really like yourself. You will know when you're very careful about letting people into your life and you really check them out and you really see, do they really still like me? So all of these behaviors that comes together with the adult traits that we put into our life make that we live a life which is disingenuous. So we are not true to who we really are. We are true to fitting in, being liked, being not rejected by other people, because we don't understand how lovable and amazing we are as ourselves. This is a journey, but this is the beginning. This is where we start. So what are the fallouts from having grown up too young? Now remember, because we have been we've been praised for being responsible. We've been praised for mummies being mummy's little helper. Sometimes we've been rejected for not fitting in. Sometimes there's been harshness when we didn't comply with what a parent wanted. Maybe we had no chance to ever have a boundary or a choice. Maybe we just had to comply. So, what are the fallouts? Seeing that we've got this other side of us that is being trained to fit in and comply. So, because of all of that, we suffer with very specific problems. I'm going to have to just read it because otherwise I don't remember everything. This is just a short part of a list. So, anxiety is a very big part of it. Perfectionism, where you always try harder. Things has to be perfect, otherwise you're going to be judged. Depression, which is feeling very powerless for most of your life, like you don't get heard, you don't get seen, you don't have a voice. Then we will also be people pleasers. We will avoid anxiety, avoidance of conflict. We will either have huge anger issues or avoid anger at all costs. And we will very often have social anxiety. Very, very often. Social anxiety, unless you're lucky enough to be an extrovert and or be the joker, and um, and even then you will still think, I don't really fit in. Okay. So Muffin is on her way. Can't avoid it. Muffin is here. Okay, and now she'll calm down. So that's just a few of the things that happen to us. Very noteworthy is that our relationships will stop working sooner or later. They may be happily codependent in the beginning. We may settle. We may pretend not to see what's not working. We may not even know why things are not quite working or what it is that we know we can get, but it just doesn't happen. So, but eventually our relationships suffer. And it's not just our intimate relationships, it's with friends, with work colleagues, and who we can be in life can be either an enormous push and very determined, and I'll show them and I'll make it, and I'll get more accolades and I'll get more awards, I'll make more money. Or otherwise it is, I won't even try because then I can't be judged. There's nothing really in the middle, and we always want to get to the middle. You all hear the Hadidas. This is a South African thing, hearing Hadidas this time of the night. It's evening here, so it's Hadidah time. Um, Very noisy. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Because my light. It was another mystery cat. It's load shedding here, so it's very dark if my light is not on. Okay, so we want to be aware of everything that can happen to us because of us growing up way too young. And so this behaving like adults will get us through our childhoods. But behaving like little adults does not really equip us for adult life. And here is the problem. We very often start behaving in a way which we think this will get us approval, this will make me fit in, this will make people like me. So, example, people pleasers or avoidance of conflict. And then, because we don't speak up for ourselves, and because we don't learn how to respect ourselves and how to love ourselves, we don't ask for better for ourselves, we don't treat ourselves better, and we then don't get treated better, and sooner or later it's going to stop working. So anybody who's ever been a people pleaser know that you get to a point where you actually start to feel resentful, and you start being passive aggressive, and you start avoiding people, or if somebody has really disappointed you, you just cut them out of your life instead of talking about it and asking them for more. So there are many behaviors that doesn't serve us, but we really believe in it. And very often our parents have also had the same behaviors, and even their grandparents and their grandparents before them. And so this is what we know. This looks normal. The world behaves like this, but somehow I'm struggling. I want to tell you, you're not the only one struggling. Up to 80% of the world is secretly struggling and settling and trying their best to look okay. And there is a whole family of people who feel just like you, but just don't show it. And this is what you do when you come into this kind of work. You're being supported. I've been there. I had to help myself out of big trauma. I have been doing this for 14 years. I have run countless groups. I've got the programs, and they are all designed in a way that will give you maximum support. It doesn't work the way same old psychology works, because same old psychology is not equipped to really help us with our inner child healing. We need more. We need tools. We need direction. We need somebody to be there for us without judgment, because they have walked the walk. So just become aware. That's where we start. Become aware that you are one of many, that there are tools, and they are definitely working 100%. I can't even tell you I'm not the same person. I could never have had this conversation with you. Yeah, I never could have had any conversation with you sitting like this, not even knowing who's watching. I don't know who's tuning in. I don't know which stranger sits there and judge me. I don't know how many trolls is going to come and entertain themselves. We don't know these things, but I also do know that if one person recognize himself and one person say, how did I not know this? One person say, maybe at last there's help. One person gets help. It is completely and utterly worthwhile for me to do this. So it's possible. I've, I've been completely rigorous in my thinking. Very rigorous in my thinking, didn't trust people, would never talk in a public arena, wouldn't share how I really felt, just looked okay, and overly perfectionistic so that I can just never ever be judged, so I can never ever be wrong. And that was like die. And asking for help, really seriously, who does that? But you can, and you can enjoy it. And liking myself, forget that. Liking what I'm doing, yes. Liking what I managed to achieve, yes. But liking myself deep down, it's amazing once you get there. But it's not a place where you come from when you had to grow up way too young. So if this resonates with you, please leave me a comment, and please share this wherever you can share this. Share it really wherever. We prefer the little bit more personal ones where you share it with your friends on WhatsApp, or you send them a message and say, listen, I think this talks to you. And I want to tell you this. I started my journey 14 years ago because one person said to me, Louise, I think you're struggling. And here's a piece of paper, just read it. My journey started from one person sharing, and I just wanted to help one person. And now I know that every single person I help are going to touch at least 16 people in their lives. Because when we get healthier, everybody around us get healthier. And so please help me to share this. Please help me to help more people. And if you know this is for you, reach out. I've got many ways in which we can work together. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And please comment and tell me what your biggest problem is and what kind of content you want. I will create it for you. So thank you so much. If you come in the replay, then thank you so much for that too. You're very welcome to comment. And I will also come and see whatever comments you leave. I will come and reply to you personally. Really appreciate you sitting here and watching right through this, and looking forward to getting to know you better. Until next week, another Tiny Seeds coming, and have a beautiful day. Lots of love.